Hi guys, welcome back to the Codefreak channel. Freak out as you code. So in this tutorial we'll be learning all about functions which we had left off in the previous tutorial. We'll continue from there and then we will learn about some of the function related stuff with respect to the objects and arrays. Then we will go on to learn about the this operator and then the constructor, and then we'll look at some of the important bonus concepts towards the middle and towards the end of the video. So let's go right ahead and do it. So this is the same functions.js file which I had used in the previous video, which is linked up. You can see the link on the top, and then you can see that this is the objects.js file which we had used recently. So let me just copy this object and paste it here towards the end. Okay, so this is a object which is called person, and we have a first name, we have a last name, we have some phone number, address, and we have a boolean which is employed, and then we have an array called hobbies, right? Let's try to make a function here inside this object, so that's also possible. So let's do that. And first you have to give the name of the function, something like maybe say hello, and then you have to type function here. Then you can put these brackets. If you have any parameters you can take them, but right now we don't want any parameters. You can just send an alert. You can use the alert statement and then you can say hello. All right, so this is how you can actually say hello. So now how do you actually call this function? You just save it and refresh it. Now you actually won't get anything. Okay, you're getting some okay, fine. See, I forgot to put a comma here. That is important. Okay, now I expect it to the error to go away, right? So now how do you call this function? So it's very simple. You can just do it in the same way, person dot say hello, and then this is the way you call this function. Right now you'll get hello, right? So that's how you can use a function. So what is the use of having a function inside it, right? Inside this object. So there are many uses. So let's look at the this operator now. Plus first name. So you can see that this first name variable has its scope inside this whole area. Wait, I'll just select the whole area. So inside this whole area. So that's why you can use it, I guess. So let's just save it and check it out. You're getting an error because even though you can actually say that it has scope, but it is a key in an object, so you can't use it this way. This gives an error. So you have to use this parameter. So you can use this dot first name. So let's see, now you should actually get no errors. So you got hello join. So this operator, basically whatever is the object that you are right now in, it tries to help you out by finding out the object and tries to give you the property. This function is actually called a method when you put it in our objects. Okay, so when a function is declared, you may use this operator, but this has no value until the function is called. Okay, so this actually has no value. This operator as such has no value until the function is called. For example, here you needed to access the variable first name, but you couldn't access it, right? So this operator as such helps us to do that. So this is a keyword, so it's not an operator, it's a keyword, and then you use this dot and then you do it. Okay, so this is how you use this operator. And then in JavaScript as such, this keyword this behaves unlike the other programming languages. It can be used in any function. So you can have a function outside also, you can use it. So let's create another object. So let's call it maybe something like object1, obj1. Okay, and then let's equate it and let's create an object like that, an empty object. Maybe it just has a name inside it. So name, and then you can give a name. Right now maybe obj1. Same name. Yeah, give it same name. That should help. So let me create another object called obj2. All right, you have to put a semicolon, right? So let me create another object obj2, right? So now let me make a function here. All right, so let's make a function called say hi or say hello, as we had made previously. Okay, and no parameters as such, I guess. Yeah, no parameters. And then you can have the same thing, alert, let me do it this way, this dot name. Okay, so as of now this doesn't have any value here, right? So let me try to put this function and copy it and put it in both of these objects. All right, so let's do that. So how do you do that? You can make obj dot, maybe this is the function, so f is the function, so then you can just equate it to say hello. You can do it this way. All right, and you can do the same thing for both the objects. So I'll put 1 here, so for the first object and for the second object. So right now if you save and run it also, you actually won't get any error. And oh, you're getting one error. Why are you getting an error? Yeah, because you should not keep semicolons here, right? Should put, yeah, that was the error there. Yeah, perfect. So now you can call these functions. Okay, so how do you call these functions? obj1 dot f. So since you have changed the name, right, so now you can see you will get an alert having obj1 there. So this operator, basically that's what I wanted to show you here. So when it is with respect to the obj1, it's going to do this dot name. So this dot name is going to give obj1, but if I make it object2 or obj2, so now you'll get obj2 here, right? So that is the thing which I wanted to show you with this example. I found an interesting article regarding this operator, which is a bonus tip for you guys, so I'm going to read it out for you. I hope you will like it. If you come from another programming language, then you are probably used to the idea of bound this, where methods defined in this object always have this referencing that object. But in JavaScript, there is this is free. Its value is evaluated at call time and depends not on where the method is declared, but rather on where object is before the dot. Okay, so this concept of runtime evaluated this has both pluses and minuses. On one hand, a function can be reused for different objects. On the other hand, greater flexibility creates more possibilities for mistakes. Here our position is not to judge whether this language design decision is good or not. We'll understand how it works and we have to work with it and try to avoid the problems and get all the benefits as such. Let me show you one more nice example which I actually saw, which is called chaining. This is used a lot in JavaScript, so let's do that. So we'll create a variable called count count object. So we are dealing with objects right now, right? So I'm creating an object like that, and I'll create a variable called maybe num. Yeah, let me create a variable called num, and right now put it to 0. Okay, it's right now 0, right? Put a comma. Now let's make some functions. Okay, so you have one function maybe called add. So let's do that. And then here what you do this dot num plus plus. That's what you do here. Let me see if you get an error if we put it this way. See, you don't get an error even if you do it this way, directly do it. So this is one way of doing it, and the other way I had shown you previously also, that is say hello and then colon function. So that's also possible. So you can use any of these ways. So now let's have another function, maybe subtract. Oh, you just make it sub. Okay, this dot num minus minus. Okay, something like that. So we'll have one more function which is going to show us the current count. So we'll call it cur count, something like that, current count basically. So it's better if you can put a capital C here, so that will be good. And then you can have this way, and then maybe we'll try out doing alert here, and just put the num. All right, yeah, that should be fine. Let's check if we get any error. Okay, unexpected identifier in 89th line. Okay, that's because of the comma. So yeah, now we don't have any errors, right? So now let me show you something. So let's use count. Okay, let's do dot add. So it's going to add 1 to it. Then let's do count dot add again. Okay, and then let's do count dot sub. All right, and then let's do count dot current count. Let's see the count. Okay, that should actually, you'll get the value I guess as 1, right? So let's check it out. Okay, num is not defined. Okay, you have to do this dot num. So see, you got 1 here, right? So this is something which you can easily understand. So now I'll show you something interesting regarding the chaining operator. So say you do count dot, you did add. Okay, then you can do dot add again. Okay, this is used a lot in JavaScript. That's why I'm stressing on this also. I had actually made this video especially for this, but then I included all the other things also. So I'll comment this out. Okay, we want to see also, right? So you can do dot current count. Yeah, that's good. So now let us see. Cannot read property add of undefined. So maybe if you want this to work, so there is something which you have to do. That is, you have to return an object in each of these functions. You have to return this object. So let's do that. Return this. Okay, I'll just copy this and paste it out here. All right. So in each of these functions. So now if I refresh the screen, see, you got 1. Okay. So constructor function technically are like regular functions only, but there are 2 conventions though. So they are named with a capital letter first. Okay, and they should be executed only with new operator. So these 2 are the main things with respect to that. All right. So function. So you have to have a capital letter person. Okay, and then we'll maybe, so say we'll have a first name. We'll change the first name. So how can you do that? We'll just do this dot first name equal to something like, maybe instead of John, we'll make it Zoe, and that's it. Okay, so now how do you create a person like that? So let's do that. Let me do let me create a variable. Let what do you want to call the person? Let's just put it for now as A. So that's fine, right? Then you have to use the new keyword, and then you have to use person, and then here inside that okay, instead of putting Zoe here, why not take a variable or a parameter for this function? That should be better, right? So I'll do that, and then here maybe you can call it Zoe. All right. So now after this, if I do console.log A, yeah, so let's see what happens. Okay, so you created a new object with the help of this constructor. So that's what it does. It's not related to this, so I don't want you guys to get confused with both of them. That's why I put it together. Okay, so that's how you can use a constructor. All right. So there are many uses. So you can create one more person with a first name Zoe, or you can even call more functions also with respect to this. Okay, that's also fine. Inside this, you can have one more function and stuff like that. That's it for this video, guys. So I hope you have got some knowledge about this operator and the constructors. Basically, that's what was this video for. So that's it for this video, guys. Bye bye. See you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.